You all thought this was going to be a 2006 YouTube tutorial. I mean, come on, I bore you all to death. I tried. But anyways, I want to apologize for taking forever to upload. I got sick and busy. Hashtag life be like that. Rawr, LOL. Oh dear God. I'm gonna bore you all, guys. Worse than the guy who did that dinosaur TV show from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Is a carnivore. The reptile-like.
But welcome to my very first video. Thank you for wasting about 10 minutes of your life watching this. I'm Chihuahua Queen, and the game I'm playing is Sonic Advance 3, originally for the Game Boy Advance SP, but I'm playing it on my PC. If this video does well, and by well I mean 50 views and 30 likes, then I will be adding in my avatar still, and little by little the quality of my videos will improve. Honestly, I have no idea why I decided to play a Sonic game, even though I'm literally trying to quit the Sonic franchise. I have no idea, so please God help me quit, or I'm gonna have to go to rehab. Sooner or later I'll be adding a channel trailer, but for now, let's just jump into it. Back in 2012 to 2016, I was a high schooler. And if you're currently in high school, you know that it mostly sucks. Where I went to school, it was below average. Biggest and most common complaint about it was the food. The food was a grade letter F. I don't know where to start, but the first thing that pops up in my mind is any bread product. Like the crust of the pizza, the dinner rolls, the breadsticks. They all would taste like wet cardboard. Have you ever been curious as a kid and just stuck a piece of wet cardboard in your mouth? Well, if you have, that is exactly the taste. Besides the cardboard taste, the food would have the highest amounts of sodium you'll ever encounter in your entire life. This wasn't high school, but when I was in middle school, the middle school and high school were conjoined. I had the nachos, and they included rice, ground beef, cheese, sour cream, and that horrid melted cheese that has Botox mixed in it. Out of hunger, I would eat them, but my teeth would be on the brink of deteriorating into dust. The nerve endings on my teeth would be on fire, and I would have to take bottles of water to try to wash away all that salt. I don't know how I even still have my teeth to this day. It's a miracle. Not only that, I'd be bloated for the rest of the day. One of the reasons why I rarely wore jeans back in the day. I bet you're all wondering, then why did you continue to eat that junk food when you know it made you feel like garbage? Because I was a hungry teenager, and I was addicted to the serotonin-raising feeling food gave me. And well, who knows what was in that stuff? Like, do they put something to make it addictive? It's like everyone knows smoking tastes like crap, but it's the nicotine that makes you continue to smoke. A food addiction makes you fat as a result, and then your crush pushes you in front of everyone in the cafeteria, calling you a fat, ugly female dog that nobody would ever want. I'm okay. I'm alright. Colleges, on the other hand, definitely do have far better food. Well, at least where I go. It's like schools are the places to bring all of your traumas tied into one, including the food. I sense a sociological experiment, and that is to make our childhoods so traumatizing that we won't complain about our adulthoods and how badly they suck. Our marriages, taxes, house maintenance expenses, etc. Because hey, even though my marriage sucks, it isn't as bad as the time I died on those dried nacho chips with the Botox mixed melted cheese. And the fruit and vegetables, you're wondering? Expired, overly frozen, and are dished under a ton of high fructose corn syrup. Yum! I forgot to mention that in one of the menu items that we had, there would be like this type of teriyaki chicken salad. The chicken, they look like plastic. I mean, they taste good, but I mean, is the process the same thing as when factories make chicken nuggets? They just put in like ammonia or something to like, how do they say it? Just numb out the taste. I don't think numbing out is the right term, but to get rid of that horrible taste of dead body parts. Okay, that sounded really wrong. But anyways, the teriyaki chicken pieces, they look like the toys kids would play with, like pretend food, and it'd be glazed with teriyaki sauce. But with the glazing, it looked way worse. It looked even more fake and plastic looking than without it. So it just really concerns me, like how synthetic looking it looked, and how do people do that? That's my biggest question. How do they make that, how that type of meat to make it look so fake, but it's supposed to be real? I don't know, it scares me. What are they doing to us? At least to the kids, because I'm not a kid anymore. One time when I came home, I ranted about the food to my mom, and I actually snuck in some school lunch into my backpack so I could have her try it out. And boy, I wish I didn't. She complained that she had the worst stomach pains she ever had in her entire life, and her acid reflux worsened by 100. I then had this idea and said, you should cook food for the school. But she just scoffed and answered, the government have their own rules on what is to be eaten for safety reasons. I don't want to get sued if my tamales gave someone food poisoning. And I replied with, you literally almost died just now. Should we sue the school? Because ladies and gentlemen, it's okay if my mom nearly died just now, but it isn't okay for classic cooking made appropriately and meal plans for everyone to ensure better school performance. Why yes, perfect. I also want to add that a majority of kids would act strangely, like zombies right after lunch, including myself. I was always disgusted on my district's food since I was little because I had this feeling it was actually poisonous. Well, young me sure as heck did appear to be correct. I saw people write reviews about the school lunches about how horrid they were. With all that said, I'm telling my grandchildren I actually experienced and involuntarily participated in the Hunger Games. For the most part, I always had lunch from home ever since starting high school. I would usually have my mom's homemade cactus salad that included skinned and cubed Nepal cactus leaves. Then they would be cooked by steaming them and just chop some onion, tomato, cilantro, and some salt, pepper, and lime, and you're good to go. Oh my gosh, best thing ever. And that wraps it up for today's story. Let me know down in the comments what your experiences were at your school, mostly with the lunches. Were they good? Were they terrible? Were they very high class? Ooh la la, caviar. Okay, I'm not doing that ever again. But yeah, thank you so much for 16 subscribers that I have currently at the moment that I'm recording this. I'll hopefully revamp this, and I'll be sure to get a brand new banner because Sonic is dead to me. Yeah, that was the only picture I had that could fit into my YouTube banner. But shout out to Cercerla Wolf. She made the art, beautiful art. I commissioned that from her a couple years ago when I was still into Sonic. But she makes amazing art. Her Instagram, I will link that below, and I will also link down the rest of my socials. Be sure to give this video a like and follow for some more content by subscribing, and I'd like to thank everyone for the support. This is my very first video, and I really appreciate my friends and other supporters telling me that I can actually do this, and I really appreciate this. I hope I can get a good following and supporters, and maybe, who knows where this channel will go. I'm very curious, and I'll see you later. Kisses for everyone.